27-10 Birchland is your final tonight. I'm here with head coach David Raffield. Coach, in the first half tonight, it looked like your offense was a little bit rushed early compared to the Panther offense having long drives early. How did the coaching staff and players come together in the locker room to settle in the offense for the second half?
Really, it was just about cleaning up. We were making technical mistakes, and they were easy to fix. And these kids are so amazing that way. They made the adjustments, and we executed really well.
I want to talk about the flip side of the ball for the Bears. Your guys up front on defense have been consistent all season, and they showed that tonight. How have they been able to be a mainstay for your team against various different offenses this year?
I'll tell you what, the defensive front is our leaders. They're the leaders in the weight room, which is where we build our culture at, and they've proven this year to be the leaders on the field.
Well, they guided you to the fourth year in a row. The Bear football team has been playoff bound. What does it mean to you to be able to not only build but keep up the tradition of excellence at Birchland?
You know, a lot of people don't understand. Once you start winning, it's easy to keep it going, but you got to fight to keep doing it. And these kids, I'm proud of them. They could have quit multiple times during the year, but they didn't, and they continue a great tradition.
The notoriety of this matchup was talked about all week. You and your team knew heading into this one that this was going to be a dogfight. How did y'all prepare for this game in order to be successful tonight?
Just practicing hard, taking it serious. This is a good team. Respect to 10, Terry Bussey, we just kept playing.
Well, with that big win tonight, your team's ticket is punched to the 2A Division I title game at AT&T Stadium next week. What's it going to take for you and the Bobcats to take home the 6th state championship trophy for the program?
It's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of work, recover tomorrow, and then start back Monday.
That's probably the biggest difference in our leading season and right now and things. And maturity is a big thing, and an offensive line is going to continue getting better.
You talk about maturity. A part of your front seven on defense is a freshman, Jimmy Frisco Alisuliathu. He's been a part of a squad that has made it nearly impossible for opposing teams to hurt the Tigers rushing. What do you see in him as a freshman, and how has he risen to the challenge of being part of such a reputable defense statewide?
Well, he's given us great depth, and that's something we didn't really have. That's why he's up there and stuff. And the kid's getting better. He's getting better every practice, and he's getting better every day. And like I said, I'm anxious to see how good he can actually be. But, he's a complimentary kid to the rest of the kids on the defensive front, and we got kids that are really sitting there being unselfish, and they're freeing up our linebackers, and they're doing a great job of sitting there getting pressure on the quarterback. So it's coming along, and Jimmy's really sitting there and getting better, and it's obvious watching the film every day.
You were involved in 4 touchdowns tonight, not even playing a majority of the second half. What were you reading on the Katie Jordan defense that helped you be that successful?
It was all my blockers. I just be patient, let my blockers open it up for me, and I know I do great things on a second level.
24 points allowed in the first half, only 7 allowed in the second half up until the last few seconds. As a team that only allowed an average of 16 points per game, how did you and the Mustangs shift the defensive game plan mid-game?
Well, players played hard the whole game defensively, or all sides of the ball realistically, but went in and made a few adjustments because what we were doing wasn't working like expected. So what do? You improvise, you overcome, and adapt. So that's what we did and had some early success. They picked up on some of it, but that's part of the game. They do a really good job on, especially offensively tonight, of running the ball and, spitting it out sideways a little bit, the quarterback run game, and that opened up a lot of shots in the passing game.
30 seconds left in the game after taking the lead with a field goal and your defense recovers a fumble. The stands and the sidelines got loud. Walk me through that moment and what it meant to you.
We were just waiting for defense to make a play like that all night. We had their backs all night telling them, if they score, we got you, we'll go score. And they finally came up with that big play, and we were just ecstatic for them and, the team to secure the win.
And the Bears got off to a rough start in the season, dropping 3 straight games, one of them being the district opener. And you and your team just took home a win over the projected district champion. What has gone into the comeback for the Bears, and what do you think this win says about Birchland deep in the season?
A minor setback always comes for a major comeback. And, our kids had a reality check, Langham Creek game. The bye week was huge. We got some guys back, and we had a reality check with ourselves. We looked in the mirror. We went back to the drawing board, and we came out to practice, and we just continued to get better. And to have such a young team in the beginning of the season, to see them start to blossom at the end of the season, it feels good.
Well, that reality check definitely paid off tonight. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right,
Last week, the Tigers took home a win by the skin of their teeth in a fairly low-scoring game, and definitely that was not the case tonight. How did you and the offense flip a switch in your district opener?
Last week was it was super tough for us, but coming into every game as 0-0 and kind of taking every opponent the same, that's how we score that many points, and you can't do that without defensive stops, so congratulations to those guys too.
1,513 passing yards in your entire junior campaign last year, and you're over 2,500 passing yards through 8 games this year. How have you evolved as a player physically and mentally in order to be this successful?
I mean, the system I'm in, like, we just love airing it out right now, and we can get it to our athletes, and it's awesome that we have 4 guys go for 100 receiving yards, and even our O-line is great at pass protecting, and those are just our strengths right now.
16-13 North Shore is your final tonight. I'm here with tonight's quarterback and UTSA commit, David Amador. David, you took over at quarterback for the injured Caleb Bailey a month ago, but there's no denying that this was the biggest game that you've gotten the ball in so far this year. Walk me through what you're feeling right now to be able to lead your team to this win in a different role.
Yeah, it's not easy coming out and switching to quarterback. Coming out here practicing every single day, working hard and trying to get better at what I need to do because my team is counting on me to take over and lead this team to a victory, and that's exactly what we did today. We fought hard and we just keep fighting. That's what we do.